Hello everyone. Today I will try to explain and to show again the charting capabilities. If you remember or if you watch the last video, you could see that when I was trying to chart and use data hierarchy for a chart, the values or the labels on x-axis were not centered with the values in the chart. I did some modifications and I hope now everything is working as it should. So let's try again. I will run the query to retrieve the data from server repository, and I will try to chart it as we did in the past. I will put server name for the values, and I will put the date created for the axis, date created for x-axis, date created, and we will choose date hierarchy, and we have 2018 with 263. It looks appropriately, and we have 2021 with 265. It looks appropriately also. The other thing that Power BI has, and I didn't implement it, but I'm working to implement, is to group data by year, quarter, month, and day. For the time being, I am able to group data only by year, quarter 3 is 292, quarter 3, quarter 2, 405, and quarter 1 it's 390, quarter 1. So I'm able to group data by year, by quarter, by month, by day, and not by hour is not implemented, but I'm planning to do like Power BI does, and you can remove one of the options, and data will be grouped by year and quarter and month, or only by year and quarter, and so on. But this is for the future. And another thing that Power BI has, and for the time being I haven't implemented, is, let's go back to the year. Let's go back to the year. Is the searching or the filtering capabilities. For example, if I want to filter and I want to display information only for specific years, in the current implementation of the GUI, I can choose. I have single or multiple selection, and if I want to choose a year, I cannot start clicking like this, or I can choose between, and I can choose a range of dates, let's say from 2011 to 2016. Okay, apply. And this is the range. 2015, okay, is 20, is well centered. It seems everything is working as it should. I'm not happy with this because as you can see, in a single or multiple selection, I should be able to see not the data that we have in the table. I should see these options, the year. But for the time being is not implemented like this, maybe in the future. Another thing that I want to show is how to use these dashboards. If you remember in the previous video about the charting, I showed this charting capability to display the output of the queries and chart them. Let me refresh it again. And this is the information that we have, and how this is created. For example, let's suppose that we want to chart the information that we have for this server repository, and we want to create multiple charts. We want to create a multiple charts, for example, with the servers that were created per year, with the servers that were created in each domain per year, and so on. For example, this type of information. In a previous version of the application, for the charting capability, I have used a SQL Server. So I created, you'll see, let me launch that application. So this is an older version where I was running SQL Server scripts, and after that, when I was adding, when I wanted to use the charting capability, I had to create the table structure and save it in a SQL Server, and after that, based on user input, I would have constructed the select statement and executed the query against SQL Server. Let me show you. I will show you what I mean. Let's take the query for this report, because we'll execute this query using the previous application. So Control C, and let's wait for the application to launch. Okay, now and let's execute the script. Control V. We'll execute this script here. Execute the script. We have the same data return, and let's go to chart this result set. Of course, it might give some errors. Which don't be bothered by this. I just want to show this, to use to see the generated SQL command, because I want to use this generated SQL statements in order to create the scripts that we will be using for the dashboard capability. You will see what I mean. So let's go back to the application. Let's say that I want to chart, and I want to chart server name. We'll take again server name, because you see in this version the table columns are not ordered alphabetically, so I will have to search after server name, but maybe it is here. Server name, okay, it's here. So let's take it, drag and drop it to the value section. Okay, calculating has been values, listing values for server 0, server, okay, count of server name. Let's see. I hope it's doing something here and is not stuck in something, because usually for calculating the values it shouldn't take so much time, and I'm putting them in the buckets, in some buckets. Maybe I can show you this, but if it's not working, I will try to relaunch the application. Let's wait a little bit longer. Okay. Okay, let's use let's choose for axis datetime. Distinct values for server, okay, is still in progress. Okay, creating table, okay, already exists. I will choose recreate. To recreate the table in SQL Server, it will insert the rows that we have in the table. Okay, and copy it successfully. Okay, I hope it's not doing anything and it's not also stuck. It seems that it's still doing something, because okay, cannot operation on system 32 and system integer. Okay, so this is an older version that I still had to work on them, but I what I want to say, it's the generated command here. So select date created, count server name as count of server name from DIMS no name, group by date created, order by date created, ascending. So this was the query that was generated. So let's suppose that we want also to use a region ID. It's taking. I lately I didn't launch this version. Cannot perform okay operational system integer 32 and system string. Okay, so let's look to the generated command. Okay, count of. Maybe we should, let's go to result set. I have date created, count of server, count of region. I don't know if I had already implemented the date hierarchy here. It seems that I had it implemented. Let's see if it's working. Year, trying to select year here. It's doing something. Here I don't have like a visual showing that something is working, like an operation is in progress. Okay, count the created generated command. It seems it didn't do anything. No group. Maybe I should choose a different. Let me check if this one. Why is not date created? Why is not? Let me try. I will try to choose a different columns for values to see if I can have access to this they created and uh, group by year. Yeah, system string. Okay, okay. I'll just remove this. And I will just remove count of server name also, and I will just try to add here in the values section only a column which is numeric. Okay, okay, let me remove this column also, and I will just add the dear method ID here. This is numeric. Let's see if it will work properly or it will give me another error. Okay, it worked, so I don't have issues with that. And I will try to choose date hierarchy for this date created. Let's see if now I can choose. Okay, let me see if I can choose the year. It seems it was not implemented, but Okay, if it was not implemented, okay, let's try to hour, day, quarter, and year. Okay, it was implemented, but it seems it's taking some time. It was doing something. I don't remember what was supposed to do that took so long time. But as you can see, I choose the year, and let's look to the generated command. So I have date part year. It was generated date part year, and so I'm using, of course, if you are proficient and you have someone in the DBA department that writes good T-SQL queries, of course you can ask them to write the T-SQL queries, and you'll just paste it, copy, use those queries to create the report. What I want to say is here, we'll go to the other application to make the point that I wanted to make. So let's say that we want to add a different dashboard for our table, for server repository table. So we'll go here to the diagnostic, to dashboards. Let's choose this one. And edit legend, add update. This is for legends. We don't want to do for the legends. We want to add an update a script, because this is actually, this dashboard script, it's a script. So we want to end. We just want to modify here only for the sake of explanation. We'll say here that we'll add a new script. So we'll add a new script, and the script we'll try to keep the same, because in the application we have hard-coded dashboard scripts for scripts which will be binded to this UI element. So we'll dashboard script, we'll name it dashboards scripts, and we'll put here server repository, for example, server repository, and we can go and we can take the script from here, dashboards, this one, to have it as a template. Control A, Control C. We'll put it in SSMS. I hope it will load nice and quick in order to see it properly, and we'll take the query from some queries that will generate in this application, paste it here, and after that we will save it to the other one. So connect, new query, okay, and let's go back to this application, and let's take this one, Control C. We'll go here to SSMS, and for the first query we want to select top 5 from that one. So we'll replace this query with what we have, top 5, because we don't have enough space. If we have hundreds of rows to be displayed, and the chart will look bad, we'll just select top 5. Let's go here, and let's say that we want the number of servers which were created in the year. Don't look here to the labels, because they are wrong because of how they were constructed, and so on and so on. But the point is this, the query. And let's group also by backup product. So how many servers were built in each year, and how many were using a specific backup tool. So let me search, let me find that column, backup tool, service pack, backup tool. I have problem to find it. Cluster OS supported. That's why it's good to have them in order. availability, integrity, NAM, the commission servers, the CPU model, VM. I believe I backup product, this one, backup product. So we'll grab this column and we'll put it in the legend column. Let's wait. In the background it's creating, as you can see, every time we drag and drop a column here. I don't know how Power BI does it, but I'm calculating the distinct values for this column, because if end user would try to filter it to have it displayed when they click to see the filters that are available. Okay, the execution timeout because the server is not working as fast as it should, but this is the command that was generated. Control C, let's copy this. Let's go to SQL Server that we have here. We say new query, Control V, and we say execute. And I see here that we need to rename the table name in our query. We put it weighted DIMS no name, so we need to be sure that we have. So let's go back here, and we have here date created, our DBA rep, DBO, and we'll put our query name, which is, if we go here, repository, server repository, and the table name is server repository. Okay, Control C, going back here, and server repository. Okay, for the time being, let's leave it like this. This one finish executing. We have a lot of nulls, but it seems it didn't group by. So actually, this portion of it's not doing the group by. So we'll choose, for our example, to see also to have it with a legend, we'll choose another column here. So let's choose another column. We want to be grouped by domain. Let's say, so domain. Let's choose the domain. Authentication, OS server, number of CPU, confidentiality, service auditing, CPU model, CPU cluster, host, domain. Let's group it by domain. Okay, calculating values, and let's see the command that was generated. And after we copy paste this command, I will finish the presentation, because we don't need to generate 12 commands to make the point. We'll just use these two commands, and we'll copy everything that we have here in the other application. Okay, let's see. Execution timeout. Okay, generate, Control A, Control C, go back here, Control A, delete, Control V, execute. And another thing, we can have only 64 columns if we want to use the legend, because I believe this was the maximum number of columns that you can use when you dynamically create this. Maybe I mistaken, I don't know, but this select distinct top 64 has has a meaning. I don't remember exactly why I choose this 64, but anyway, let's wait for the print sequel. We can delete also this one. We don't want to have that on the other. Okay, and we have this one. This is the output 5 5. Okay, let's say that this is good enough for us. We might have declare columns. Control C. We just take this and we put it 1 2 3 4 5. Select okay, and we will also replace this query. We'll put here declare column step execute sequel. Okay, and we'll take this first. Let's try to execute it. I should have replaced here again to not forget to replace it with our table name dba rep. So Control C, dba rep APO. Control V, copy paste there, copy paste there. Okay, it's working slow, so I need to close something, but I don't have anything else to close. Yes, since we will not use this application anymore, let's close it. Let's close it. To have more resources for SQL Server and also for the other GUI. Okay, let's close it. Let's go back to SQL Server. Okay, I will not change, although I should change also here backup status. No, it's not the backup status, is date created, servers created per year, servers created per years, servers created per years, and the second was domain. Okay, the other one was number of this one backup product, number of servers in each domain, number of servers in each domain which are using some backup product. For backup, replace backup product from DBA domain dr method. We have also dr group by dr method ID. I really don't want this dr method ID because I wanted only like select domain backup product group by dr method ID. We choose dr method ID because it's not a server, so that's why we have a few entries here. So let me replace this dr method ID with server name, server name. Okay, group by server name, backup product, okay, as backup product, domain server name max, and we want max or some, but can use sum of control C, control V. Okay, let me execute only this in another query window. Control C in query window, control V, execute. select domain, print SQL, let's say yes, because we have in DBA's repository final. Let me execute print SQL by domain. Nothing was generated. Messages column, backup product from DBA rep DPO server repository final. Select this thing 74. Let's see. We have TDP vim hola. Okay, TDP vim hola, TDP vim hola. Select domain domain server name from DBA repository final group by domain server name max server name. Execute. Query executed successfully. Ordered by domain. Columns. I have columns. Ordered by backup product. Okay. Let me select what we have in the columns. We should have a list of select columns. Okay, execute. Because we have null here. We have this null. So let me modify the query a little bit. Backup from Asha, order from where is not null, maybe where is not null, we should have the columns without the null. So we have the data return with the same, and we want the sum execute varchar. That's why we will use instance ID, because instance ID is and we'll use now we can have access to those aggregations. So here we'll use instance ID, instance ID, and we'll put here instance ID. If we put the max, we'll have a single just to show a max. Okay, we'll have these values. There is I still have instance ID, okay, max, and voila, 2007, and let's go back to the database. I'm just curious about the okay, and if we choose sum here, sum instance ID, count, execute, we have, but we don't want the sum, we want to use count. How many? Count. Can we use this? Okay, looks much better and accurate. Count. So this is the query. So we want to see the number of instances created in each domain, which are using a specific product, backup product. This is the query that we are looking after. So we'll take this one, Control C, and we delete this one here. We delete it, and we'll put this one. The output can be displayed because we have let's remove the first this one from the query. we have a few rows. I don't know how well it will be charted for specific charts, but we will see. Let's go back here and let's delete also this one because we don't want to have multiple result sets because it will it will destroy everything over there. And let's we have this query. Okay, let's copy it, Control C. Let's just execute it again to see. Okay, count of the R method ID, here null, we should have also remove the null values from here, but let's leave it as it is. We are going back here, we are going to add delete. We have a server repository and we'll paste here the script. This is the script that we want to use it. We'll execute the script. I'll do this was created to add a single script that will return a single result set. So by just executing here, we don't see all the result sets, but you cannot add the script in repository if the script is not executed successfully. So first I need to run this. Servers created per year, so script was executed successfully, and now I will add this script in repository. Are you sure you want to insert in yes, script was added successfully. And if we go now here, we have already selected this instance, and if we'll refresh here, we should see a new script. Refresh nodes. I put it in actively used. I shouldn't have put it in actively used. That's why I don't see it here. I don't want to have this dashboards script in server repository. I want to be, so I want to choose update, update. So I will select. I should have select my script. This one I want to update, and I want to put it in a dashboard, database information in dashboard. This option should have been dashboard information. So it seems I don't have it here. Database information, dashboard scripts, dashboard scripts. Let's leave it and we'll fix it. So for the time being, okay, we just want to execute it. Choose dashboard, but because it was saved here, it will not work. So first, let's fix it. So let's go to close the application here. Close the application here. Okay, add update script dashboard. I thought that I already did the modification for this. I mean, maybe I have a typo. So I have database information here. I have database information and I have dashboard scripts. So it should have been displayed properly. Control C, Control F. Let's see if Control Z, Control C, Control F. If I have another location where I need to do this modification, dashboard scripts. No, I don't have another location where create date. Okay, dashboard scripts. Let me save, launch the application again. Because I should have, when I drop down the script location, I should have this this also here, that option. Let's see it again. Okay. usually when the applications is launching, is reading all the scripts that were created, and they already exist in the database repository. So let's see, I'm curious if we go to the dashboard now, if we can see here, if we choose an instance, if we can see that we don't see it yet. Okay, so this is good. We'll go back here. We'll say that we want to add update, we'll want to add a script, and the location dashboard scripts. Okay, so now it's here, so I want to use it to dashboard scripts. Let me copy paste it again from here, Control A, Control C, and let's paste it. It's a T-SQL script, and the name, we already have dashboard script server repository, so we'll choose a different name, dashboard scripts server repository aggregations or reports. Let's say it like these reports. We executed to see if it's executed. Okay, and we'll try to add it in dashboard repository, so it should be added under this category here in this tree view. So if we'll add script in repository, yes, and if we'll refresh the nodes, we'll see it here. If we are going back to the list, we should see it also here, dashboards. But of course we shouldn't execute it from here. This is only to see it, select top 5, and if we'll go here and we will try to choose the, we should already see it here, dashboard scripts, server repository. I don't understand why it was not refreshed. Choose instance. Let's see scripts. Okay, dashboard scripts, dashboards, choose instance DIMS, dashboard scripts, overview. Why it was not loaded and displayed, dashboard scripts, dashboards script, and entire solution scripts. It already contains dashboards scripts. It should have been loaded. I didn't implement it yet, so it is in the server repository, but it was not it was not loaded in the currently scripts available to the application. So we have to reload the application, or I need to add more logic once the script is added to be put to the scripts also here. Let's see what we have here. Scripts. Populate the dashboards. Let's put a breakpoint here and choose dashboard. DIMS. And this method is called when populate dashboards. Control C, Control F. Index populating dashboards. Whenever I'm selected that item count, that's why, because I'm populating it only when items count, so I'm not doing a refresh, which is why we need to reload the application, because instances DB is already so I should have taken this and put it outside to be loaded when we select the tab control here. If we go here, for example, and if we go back here, it will check again to see if we have new dashboards, or I should choose a different implementation. But for the time being, the easiest one to not do any modification is to just because I'll do as much as I want to be as dynamically as possible, and to give the user the opportunity to add scripts and to have them and to have access to them without closing the application. It seems that for some things I need to reopen the application or change the code. For the purpose of this exercise, let's reload the application. And maybe in the future I should I should change also the logic in a way in which after I'm adding the script this method, it's called, after I'm putting the script in the database, after I'm inserting the script to the database, I will just call that method to refresh the available dashboard script in order to appear when the user will try to use that selection. So let's see here the scripts server, SQL Server provision, main script repository. The scripts are stored in this in our database in this table. And like I said, sometimes this virtual machine is working very fast, although it doesn't have a very good hardware configuration, but sometimes it's not working as fast as I would wanted. Okay, so this is the script that we added, and wait for delay script name, dashboards, name of the container. Let's see if it is in this table, because I didn't see here. Get database file, I get, okay, the location is in dashboards, but the script name for sure was not the dashboard 1. 100% was not the dashboard 1. Let's look to the application. Okay, cancel, and let's go back to the dashboards. I reach this one, scripts 527. Okay, we don't want to see it. For the time being, we'll just continue to see. Choose instance, DIMS. And now this is here. So it is in scripts. The thing is, the script name is something dashboard A, B, C. These are some tests I did in the past. Dashboard 1. Dashboard 1. This is not the name I have chosen for the script. So let's see. Going back here, I will execute right away that dashboards, but for the time being, I'm curious about the script name. So the script name, we go to the dashboards. This is the dashboards. Script location should be dashboard scripts. Okay. This SQL script name, date part year. So yes, this is our script name, date part year. Date part year, Control C. Main scripts where script content, like let's not use square brackets because it might mean something else. So let's leave it like this. I mean, it's a wildcard. Okay, script name. So with date part year bar, execute. I am in the right database. No, that's why I don't see it, because this is an old database, and this is happening exactly when you are making a video of tables. So our table in which we put that script is here. Main script repository, select top 1000. Okay, and we have also the related script script repository. As you can see, I did a lot of modification, and for that feature, adding script, I haven't worked for a long time, and actually it seems it's not this the table I'm using to hold the scripts. So this is the table, and now I finally found it after 10 minutes. So excuse me for this, but as I said, for some features I'm working, for example, for the past 2 weeks, but for some other features I have been stop working on them maybe 1 year or 1.5 years ago. So, and I haven't tested them, or so that's why I am forgetting what is the table name and so on. But okay, but this is the script. This is the script name. This is where we save those scripts. And now let's go back to the dashboards. Actually, I'll go back to the dashboards, and let's choose this, and we'll execute it. For this is the error because of that null value that we have for that result set. And as I said, the Power BI and other tools they replace the null values in the result sets in order to not have errors in the charts with with blanks. If you see, also Excel does the same. I have to take this in consideration and to fix it appropriately. But as you can see, for this is the result set where we have null, and we receive this because it breaks the logic. But we can change the script, and we will change it to try to update the script also for you to see how you can update the script to remove that null from here and to have to be charted here. And this is what we have here. We forgot to change the header for this. So let's suppose that we saw the mistakes and we want to fix them. So we'll go back here. We'll go back here to the script. We already have chosen database information. I'm missing a place where I need to replace this one, database information. So with showing more of the code, so let's go back here and let's go back to the application, and my that tree is here, and I have not in business as usual, not in actively used. I have it in this category. I have it in the dashboard S, dashboards. A typo, of course. This is an S. And dashboards S here again. Dashboard scripts, and here is hard-coded. This is the hard-coded that we have it, and the one that I put it is not hard-coded, but once you load it from the database, it will be added to this XML when we construct the tree. So now we should be able to see that option, that location, this location here. So let's go back and to solve those things that we wanted, to update the script to be able to display the first chart, the first result set, and to change maybe the header a little bit for the second result set. So let's launch the application again, and you'll see now, for example, when I'm trying to update the script, because I'm using the default message box, and because this is a huge script, it will not fit right in the window, but I didn't have time to make another control, a custom control for displaying messages which has scrolling. And for example, if you have if you display a very long text, you can scroll into it, you will see what I mean. But it's okay. It's for me it's okay. And whenever I will have more time, I will do it. For the future, I just want to use this. If I will have time, I will try to make that grouping by year, quarter, month, and day as Power BI does. But okay, going back here, let's do the modifications. Okay, we have here add update a script. We will select dashboard scripts. Should, so this is okay. It seems it didn't load it from the repository. Maybe here add update. I don't have the S. Okay, stop it again. Add the S. Start it again. And that's why you need to have unit tests, or how they are called, in order to test, because the slightest modification that you do can affect the usability of your application. So now everything should be as it should. So we should see the script. Okay, let's see. Cancel. Add update script. Bow. Dashboard script. It seems it's not loaded. I don't understand why it's not loaded and displayed here, because if I'm trying to add a new script here, let me do only like a test. Maybe because this I added a new option there, I haven't do all the modification, all the code. Let me add a new script here. Test DIMS, test DIMS, select the new script, old location, new location, T-SQL. Okay, new script. It will be inactively used, so we should see it here. Test DIMS. I will save the script. Add script in repository. Insert yes. Refresh. I see it here. If I'm going back here, and I will just search after it. Test DIMS. Select new script. I see it also. Let me reload the application to see if the script is displayed, because if the script is displayed, then maybe I have missed something in order to have that script also loaded and displayed in the update scripts. So let's see. If not, this means that I didn't, if it's not working, this means that I didn't incorporate this. But if I remember, We'll see. Actively used. Okay, cancel. Okay, the script. Okay, and if I'm going add update here, I see this one here, test we just added. So this means I have missed a place where I need to do another modification. Control C, Control F. Next script location actively used. Okay. New script model. Database information. I have it here. So for each script repository rows, this is the place where I have this mistake. So let's go back. Find previously replace, and I have for backward. Find the not here, not in utils. Add update delete script we will use. I will copy the information. This one dashboard scripts. Control C and the new script, and we have another when we are loading the scripts from the database. Load the scripts, Control F. Let me search here, actively use, not entire resolution, current document, and find next. And here it is, okay. And okay, in utils I have the function that is Control F, Control V, actively used when I'm loading the current document entire solution. Let me see. In script repository, I believe in script repository, add update, yes, okay. And this is in main, okay, when I'm loading the scripts from the database, script repository, okay. And here I need to put database information, and here let me put stop. The location and the place where this should be is dashboard scripts. Okay. I believe maybe now we are ready to go. Start. And let's see. Okay. Cancel. And let's go to add update script, and let's check the dashboard scripts. It's still not here. Dashboard scripts. Dashboard scripts. Let's go back here. Database information, dashboard script, new location. Okay, for each scripts, new script model. Okay, new T-SQL, script location, data set. I'm retrieving the scripts from the database, and as I can add the nodes under the specific parents for each script name in script keys. Okay, if script is not hard coded. Okay, script location and repository, replace script name plus environment new line script name. Okay, let's see why it's and scripts location contains script name. Location contains script name. Script location. Let's go back to the scripts here. So our scripts related script server repository reports dashboard location because it was added with dashboard and actually we have dashboards, so, but because we added previously when it was hard coded to dashboard, that's why it's not working. So there is nothing to be changed in the code at this point. It's let's update the table here and put dashboards here. So let's edit, because we did those modification and it was inserted in the database with the location which actually now doesn't exist anymore, so it cannot load it to that location. So we cannot expect for the script to appear under dashboard scripts if whatever is reading from the database points to the location where in the past we added it. Okay, so for the time being, let's do this modification. Save, execute dashboard scripts. Okay, let's go back and reload the application. The noise was a frustration that I have, but it is okay because as I said, I'm not preparing in advance for this for these videos, so because life is not perfect. Okay, let's wait and see. Maybe we can finish before maybe in the next 5-10 minutes to only to modify those scripts and that header. Okay, cancel. And let's go to add update script and let's go to dashboard scripts. Finally we have it here. It's okay, and we said here we have a null date part here for count of dr method id. If we go back here, we have, let's close this, no, the query, this is the one. No, let's close also this, no, let's close this also, no. This is the query that we have, and we have a null here, a null here. Okay, so here date part blank, count of dr method id, date part year as year, date part, maybe it's like this, is null, date part, we choose, we say blank, let's see, select top 5, we should not have, but I cannot use blank because it will affect it will affect, I cannot mix integer with blank, so we'll put 2000 only for the sake of of this in order to work, because we cannot mix that one. Okay, 2000, so it's working as expected. So let's do the modification here. We'll put is null. Of course, we cannot use this to do this modification, because this was not created to modify the script. So I prefer to do the modification in SSMS, where I have all the features and I can see everything. But for the time being, okay, they created the part here, date created, and we'll just put 2010 as year 2010. Let me Control C to be sure that it is working. New query, Control V, execute. Okay, 2010, 2000, okay. And we said that we want to change also the header for this. We query divider, select, and we have SQL Server job status for is not. As you can see, I'm giving everything is hard coded here. Line ask, so the column name actually will be the name of the chart type that this this result set will be using. So line ascending, and for others you see line chart, funnel, and so on. Of course, this is not real programming, but this is my way of providing the information in the script that I can use in the application. You can choose to provide the type of the chart differently, but I want it to be as easy as possible for somebody without some programming knowledge, just looking to this, to be able to duplicate and to be able to see, okay, if I want to chart it by default as a line chart, I need to do the modification here. Anyway, let's do this. And we said that the second result set is number of instances for each domain and backup product. So let's say number of instances grouped by domain and backup product as okay. So we'll just we said that we want to update this. We can test the script. I believe if I will try to update the script, it will tell me that if I will update, I don't need to run the script. As you can see, this is what I was saying with with scrolling and with the default message box. But let me copy, Control C, and I will just paste it in a notepad. When I will have time, I will have to do to create a custom control for this, because using the default message box, you don't have the scrolling option. And actually here it's saying this is the from, and this is to. And as you can see, we change this, and we change this is null. So, and not to mention that the button okay is selected, but you cannot see it. If you want to cancel it, you need to know how this message box looks like, and you press with the arrows and choose. But for the time being, I'll just press enter, because I know that okay is selected. Okay, script updated successfully. If it was updated successfully, as let's see if now, because we have everything in place, the script is already updated in memory, the script is already available as in the dashboard. So if we run it again, we should have it. No instance selected. Okay, we should have it. So now it's working as expected. So this this chart now is working, and now we have a number of instances grouped by domain and backup product. Okay, and we have all for this domain. You see if the labels or if the columns that you are charting are big, because you have very little space for these labels. It looks not so good, like crowded, which is why I added this. But if you make the text too small, I added this. And for horizontal labels, for example, I want to decrease the font, so I will just decrease it. And this AM, you see, but you don't read it too much. What I was thinking to do is to have the same functionality that I have for multiple result sets. So I was thinking to, let me put reports here, reports, SSMS report queries. Let me execute this. I was thinking to put every chart in something, and to give the possibility to increase it, maybe not for every row, or maybe but it doesn't make sense to be so long, maybe to make it half of this row, in order to have more space for these labels. So maybe here for the dashboards, to have an option to increase this, and to actually to make it on to occupy all the space for this, for two columns and two rows, and it will look much better. So every chart, if the labels are not intelligible, you cannot read them, you just increase the chart and it will occupy more space, and it maybe look nicer. Okay, let's see this script charted differently. If we do it like this, it's because of the space that you have at your disposal to display this, it's even worse. You cannot so I believe that this one is the best representation of this type of script. But anyway, so although it took a lot of time, this is how you can after you create some reports in here for your queries, you can add those. If you have the T-SQL, you can add those scripts, and you can create the dashboards, and you can have it in a graphical way. For example, you see this, that's why I run also these SSMS reports. If we look at the result sets that we receive, which is this one, maybe we can modify that, and we can aggregate, modify the script in such a way we can chart it. For example, we will see here backup history. For this, we will say okay, for the master database backup ID, we want to see the duration. We can make a chart based on the duration, or we can make a chart based on backup size for this result set. For this one, restore history, we can make a chart based on a number of databases which were restored in the last 5 days or 10 days, or the database that, for physical statistics. For this one, for disk usage by top tables, yes, we can choose we can choose actually, let's disk usage by top tables. This is a good one that we can use. Top 5 from this top 5 table name. So disk usage by top tables. We'll go back to the chart here, to the disk usage by top tables. Disk usage by top tables, this is it. And the not object execution statistic is the other query. disk usage by top table. Disk usage by top tables, we have this one. And we have select top 100. Let's say that we don't want this, and there are plenty of columns here. Let's take this, Control C. I cannot take it properly here. New query, Control F, disk usage by top tables. Okay, disk usage by top table. This is this is the query, and we choose. You need to give also the database name, but you'll see in the application. You can we'll check this, Control C, new query, execute. DBO, we want only the table name. We want only the table name. Select top 5, row count, and we want row count and reserved, and reserved. Of course, you can change it. You can change unused from, okay, from unused from, okay, delete. You can change the columns to be more meaningful if you want. Let's see, execute from, execute, and we have this use master. Let's copy it, Control C. We are going back to the application, and we want to add update this script, and it will be hard here because we don't have enough space, but this one, select database 24 as successful, then this is the query that we want to display as failed, so we'll paste it. This is it, and we need to change also the header for this one, DBC status. No, here we will put top 5 tables, top 5 tables in database. In database, it's still update the script, update script in repository. We'll press OK. Script updated successfully. It should be updated in the memory also. If we go to the dashboards, and if we will refresh the script, we should see here now those biggest tables. Let's see how it will look like. It seems database consistency, it checks repository. Let's go back. Maybe I missed something. Dashboard scripts. Okay, dashboard scripts. Because as I said, I'm loading them once the application is loading, and after that, because instance count is not changing, so I'm not loading them. I had to reload the application, but we'll do that, and I have to modify. I have to modify to update these scripts, also the dashboards, to take the new script that is in memory. Okay, so let's start again. I should have modified that one, but yeah, it's okay for the time being. Okay, let's wait and see. cancel. Let's go to dashboards. Let's choose the instance and let's choose the dashboard scripts repository. And yes, this one because of the available space, it's not a good choice for the I choose a good choice for the result set. So let's see if this one is better. Row counts. It's also good, but job info for display. We have these are the table and reserved and row count. Not so good. I would say clustered column chart is much better. So we need to choose the cluster column chart. This is the name. This should be cluster column chart. Yes, this is much better row count and reserved. This is a better representation of it. And for other type of scripts, if you will choose, but I don't know if for this now for sure it will not work for this. If you choose here in the scripts and you set a database name DBA rep, if you will execute the script from the repository for specific type of scripts, it will replace master with the database name that is coming from here, but I don't think it will work for this. But for the let's only refresh, try to see, to refresh it to see. Okay, no, and by default it reverts back because if I'm changing the script type here, it will not update the chart type. This is other thing that you need to do, because I thought this would be as static as possible and will not give the possibility to the user to update the chart. But of course you can just, whenever the user is selecting something here, you can update the query which is in memory, because you have the query here and you have also access not only to the query but also to that header, and you can modify as a line chart with as whatever chart type you use it from here. So it can be done. It can be done, but it was not implemented. The point is that it would be nice also if you change the database context to have a possibility to make it more dynamically. If you change here the database context, maybe, yeah, maybe not from here, because this is for all the scripts. Maybe here you can choose the instance, and if you have some scripts where you have a database context that can be specified, you can add that option. But anyway, this is how you can create dashboards with some of the scripts. Let's see if this looks better now. The clustered chart, I believe, is the best for this one. So this is it. I hope you enjoy it. I haven't expected as many bugs in this video as we had, but as I said, I'm not testing it from A to Z, every feature, everything, all the time. And whenever I'm trying to add a new thing, I'm trying to add it in the places where I remember, and pretty much this is it. But that's why the script was not loaded properly and it was not displayed and so on. Thanks a lot, and see you to next video.